It's me, Jessica Viva, and today I'm finally back. This is like the first one of this year. I'm going to read some people's experiences or stories that they had with Koreaboos. But as you can see here, I've put a little thing up, right? The reason that this series kind of went on a hiatus, I guess, was because so many people were submitting obviously fake stories, and I don't know if you guys think I'm dumb or you just want internet clout or whatever, but it was really frustrating to me because there would be like 600 submissions and 80% of them would be fake, and I could really tell when they were fake. So it was just really frustrating because you wouldn't even get any clout from it. Like, what would you get from it apart from tricking me? I don't know. Like, I really don't understand why you would submit fake stories when this story submission is anonymous. So I really did not understand that at all, but it was just really off-putting. So I hope you guys can understand why it took me so long to do another one. But I have hopefully found some more legitimate ones, and I'll open up submissions in the pinned comment, and hopefully people will maybe take this as a warning. I don't know. I want to continue this, but you guys should really understand that I don't want to keep on reading fake stories. So if you actually have a legitimate experience with a Koreaboo or whatever, do submit it in the pinned below. And if you don't, just keep your mouth closed and don't waste my time. Otherwise you ruin the fun for everyone, because I don't want to make videos when people just lie to me. I feel like I've repeated myself enough. So let's just get into it. I'm going to leave the disclaimers and stuff here. Remember, if you want to see more from this series, do subscribe and hit the bell button to be notified. It really helps my channel. Let's get on with it. So let's get down to the nitty-gritty. As an American Korean, I never used to be proud about the fact that I was Asian because I thought I wasn't exotic enough. I thought it was looked down upon as another Asian. That's why I fell into a hole of Koreaboos. I didn't know how to react. I'm a K-pop stan and I love boy groups and girl groups equally the same. I have a pretty diverse music taste, so it took a while for people to actually find out I listened to K-pop. In 2016, I made an internet K-pop stan friend that I found out lived close by. She liked a couple of groups that I really respected, and I valued a lot of her opinions. We quickly got close and she suggested a meetup, and she didn't know I was Korean yet. We briefly met up shortly after that, and let me tell you, it was really weird. Without a proper greeting, she started spewing nonsense about my appearance. She said if I did this and did that, I would be pretty enough to audition for one of the big three. I didn't know whether to be insulted or to feel good about myself. Well, I chose the latter. I was underweight and used to constantly try to raise my weight, but because of her, I stopped. She told me I was perfect and just had to tweak a couple of things about my appearance. She increasingly started making edgy jokes, clowning Koreaboos or whatnot, but she eventually became one of them. 60% of our conversations was me teaching her my very broken Korean, giving her some of my lunch, which my mum packed for me every day, and her making me learn choreographies and stuff like that. I was ignorant about the fact that this girl was seemingly obsessed with me and my culture, and that she was only talking to me as a means of exploring her Asian fetish. She would get touchy with me and say skinship was normal in Korea, and it sounds like there's pretty subtle Koreaboo vibes here, but the vibes were, on me, very heavy. I know this is definitely not as bad as a lot of stuff here, but I wanted to share my experience as a Korean American. The thing that annoys me about this certain Koreaboo is that the girl was like trying to like improve her body and her weight on her own standards, but then the Koreaboo just came and like ruined it. And then I just feel like that's so annoying, because when you're young, well, I feel like this person's probably young, when you're young your friends are so like influential on you, and I think this is just so annoying because you should really be like pushing your friend to do the best for her, not just what you think is the best for her. I don't know like the right thing to say, but I think you guys get what I mean. But this really annoys me. It just annoys me. A couple of years back, I used to go to a school with other K-pop fans. We had a lot of fun together. There was this one Korean boy in my class, and honestly, whenever I think of him, I feel bad for him. The others used to call him Maknae because he was the youngest in our class, and the others would call him Oppa, etc. He would often tell them to stop, but they didn't. They tried to force him to do aegyo since he had glasses, which they saw as cute, and I often apologized to him for them. He was clearly uncomfortable and unhappy, but he was a shy boy and he didn't fight or yell at them. They would compare him to male idols and told him he would look great with Lisa as a couple, and they over-sexualized him in swimming class. This was like a good 5 years ago, and I don't have any contact with any of these friends now, and I have no idea what this guy is up to. I hope he didn't suffer too much. I don't know if the behavior continued or what. This is just so weird. Like, it's just weird, isn't it? Imagine being in that position where you're just like this guy just trying to get through school, and then you have all like these first day ass girls telling you to go boing boing just because you got glasses. Is the standard just glasses now? Okay, got it, right. Weird. I was a chill K-pop fan for a long time, so chill to the point where I didn't know anything other than the tunes to songs. I didn't know members of groups or barely knew group names themselves. My best friend at the time, who we'll call Z, started getting into K-pop and she wasn't like me at all. After just one video, she was hooked. We were very close and talked daily, and after a while, K-pop was all she could talk about. I enjoyed talking about it as well, but she just wouldn't stop. I complained about it at one time and she got mad at me saying I was putting down her interests, which again is impossible since we were both into it. About a year later, I started dating this Korean guy and it was a rough start. I didn't know I was his side chick. Also, by the way, screw him. I would complain about him to my friends or seek advice, but all Z could focus on was how lucky I was to date a Korean. She would always say that all Koreans are beautiful and an ugly Korean doesn't exist. It was a bit much. A bit, girl, a bit? Even when I finally dumped the jerk, Z was more focused on the fact that I wasn't dating a Korean anymore. Soon, the inevitable came, the interest in the Korean language. And no, she wasn't learning Hangul. She just looked up the romanization and would repeat random words. Like, after a while, she started to accidentally speak Korean. It was very cringy to witness. And it wasn't just to her friends either. She would do it to strangers as well. And she would also play K-pop songs loudly in public on her phone to enlighten people. What finally made me stop being friends with them was when they started getting better pay. It felt almost like I was talking to a sasang. If a K-pop group posted on social media or went live, they would immediately open it, even if I was in the middle of talking to them. Once tour dates were released, they would attend no matter what, even if it meant paying $3,000 for a ticket that was resold in a concert overseas. They had help from the government for reasons I will not disclose, and they used that money for things like this. It really showed a bad side of them that I had never seen before. After this, I decided that it was time for me to go, and for some reason the feeling was mutual. There are 2 extra notes though. One, I have an epicanthic fold to the inner corner crease despite not being Asian at all, and my friend would go around telling people that I was half Korean and show me off. I found out that she went to Korea, and I'm just hoping that while she's living there she doesn't harm anyone, and I'm glad she's not my problem anymore. Oh god. So a lot of things annoy me about this story, and for one, I'm going to talk about the whole like government money thing. So there's no shame in getting money from the government, let me start that out there, and I actually want to compare this to myself for a split second. So my dad was in the hospital, and for the amount of days or weeks that he was in the hospital, he would get money just because he was in the hospital and he had cancer and stuff like that. This is a little bit of backstory. And you know what I thought of doing with the money? Getting food and supplies so I could live. Just the thought. But this girl's like, oh, I'm getting money from the government. Oh yeah, let me just go overseas to go see, I don't know, anyone. It's just, oh, that really annoys me, because I've been in a situation where I've got money from like the government or a hospital or something like that, and I just wanted to spend it on necessities, but whatever. I guess this girl has priorities. And the second thing that annoys me is that when she would go around telling her friend that she was half Korean and she would quote unquote show me off, that annoys me because it just shows that this person sees like Asians or Koreans as objects, and that annoys me because, you know, it's just objectifying. But yeah, a lot of things annoyed me about this story, but those were the 2 things that annoyed me the most. And, you know, I'm glad for this person that they don't have to deal with them anymore, but now I'm worried who's dealing with her now? Who's dealing with her now? Aight, so there's this girl in my school. We used to be friends, but after all the stuff she's done, I just kind of drifted away from her slowly and she accepted it. We don't talk anymore, but back to the story. One day, she started calling my friend Opa, and I simply took it as a joke at first, but after a while, she was legit calling him Opa. And she called my other friends Nuna, and she called people Oma too, and she legit brought chopsticks to lunch and ate her food with it. And there would be nothing wrong with this, but she was eating peaches with chopsticks. The peach was constantly falling out and she kept trying. I just cringed at it. It really doesn't help the fact that I'm Asian too. She was claiming to be Korean and Asian too, and I just want to cry at how much I suffered and cringed through it. Now why would you try and eat a peach? Why are you trying to eat peaches with chopsticks? I don't get it. I was just trying to like imagine that in my head when I was reading this story for the first time. I was like, peaches? Like, why peaches? Why don't you just bring noodles to school or rice or something? Like, why are you gonna be so unorthodox with the peaches, girl? Ugh, it's weird. It's weird. Just imagine that. Also, I just can't help but notice that she was calling her friends Nuna when that's supposed to be a term that only men use. Am I right? because I'm pretty sure females say Uni and men say Nuna. Or is there no... you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. This also reminds me of me and my friend, because me and my friend, we pretend to be like Koreaboos to each other as a little inside joke, and we call each other Uni, like that. And I remember we were in like this store, and I think I just said to him like, oh, Uni, come here. But then there were like actual like Koreans behind us, and I made like awkward eye contact with them, and I was like, oh great, now I look like a weirdo, and I can't just go up to them and be like, hi, yeah, that was just an inside joke between me and my friend. Yeah, we're not Koreaboo, so I just had to live with the fact that these two guys probably thought I was insane. This is a long time ago, and I just thought I'd tell you guys about it because I just remembered it now because of this story. Just a little fun story. Okay, so I have this one friend who we'll call C, and we were in class one day and she showed me K-pop, and I got hooked after that day. So we would just talk about K-pop a lot. One day she started to say she was Korean and she was adopted by someone where we live, so she was shipped overseas. I thought she was just joking, but every day C would talk about her real mother in Korea, and she even started an Asian club. She's Thai, so maybe that's okay. C would also say that she was going to see her real mum in Korea, and she obviously didn't because she was lying. One day I asked her if we could hang out, and she said to me, "You're not Korean though." And I was pissed off, so I stopped hanging out with her for a while. About a year ago, we became friends again because she stopped acting Korean, and one day I brought up about how she acted like a Koreaboo, and she said, "I wasn't a Koreaboo because I'm Asian. You're a Koreaboo for having a camera roll full of K-pop, and at least my camera roll isn't full of pictures of BTS and Red Velvet." Like, maybe I'm wrong, but if you say you are Korean when you aren't, you're a Koreaboo. Just because I have pictures of idols on my phone does not make me a Koreaboo. So honestly, for the first thing, I would say having an Asian club isn't a bad thing, because if you just like bring together like people who are Asian, you all kind of have like something to relate to, and you all kind of like go off that similar vibe off each other. So I don't really see something wrong with having an Asian club. But yeah, the rest of this story is just a no. No. Like, exactly what the OP said. If you say you're Korean when you're not, then what are you? You're a Koreaboo. So that's got really, really flawed logic. But the thing that really makes me like feel weird is that her deciding factor on what being a Koreaboo is if you have pictures of people you like on your phone. I have loads of pictures of my bird on my phone. Does that make me want to be a bird? I don't know, maybe. But I also have like 100 pictures of Taeyeon, Hwasa, Nancy, Baekhyun. So I guess that means I'm a Koreaboo too, and if you have any pictures of K-pop idols in your camera roll, that means you're a Koreaboo too. Because the girl who lied about being Korean, she said that if you have pictures of K-pop idols in your camera roll, that makes you a Koreaboo. Not lying about being Korean, no. If you have pictures, yeah, you're a Koreaboo. She doesn't make the rules, she just enforces them. Sorry guys. Those were all the stories I'm going to read today. I have open submissions down in the pinned comment down below. Remember, if you don't know the rules, go back into the video and look at them. All I'm going to ask is just not submit fake stories. I'm not going to bore you with that rant again. But it really did like ruin the fun for me, and I don't want this series to die because I actually really enjoyed it. So if you guys could actually submit real stories, that would be great. Remember to follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you want to keep up with me. And stay safe. Remember to wash your hands and try and isolate as much as possible, but don't die, okay? Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Remember to stand Taeyeon, watch Full Metal Alchemist over Hypocrisy, and stand Vocaloid and make it great again. Bye!